Ever pondered about the earliest societies that began shaping our world history? Let's journey back in time some 5,000 years ago to around 3100 BC. Here, nestled in a region known as the Fertile Crescent, the stage was set for the dawn of civilization. This crescent-shaped patch of land, rich and fertile, stretched across modern-day Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Israel, and Egypt. The people of this time were not merely existing, they were innovating. They were the first to develop a system of writing, a momentous leap for mankind. This allowed them to record their history, their laws, their beliefs, their dreams. It was the birth of literature, of poetry, of written communication. It was a spark that would ignite the flame of knowledge, a flame that continues to burn brightly today. Simultaneously, they cultivated the wild, unruly earth, taming it into orderly rows of wheat and barley. Agriculture was born, and with it the ability to sustain larger populations. The surplus of food allowed people to specialize in tasks other than food production, leading to the emergence of different trades and crafts. This surplus also paved the way for the establishment of cities, bustling hubs of trade and culture. The first of these cities, Uruk, arose in Sumer, a civilization in southern Mesopotamia. These cities were the precursors to the metropolises we know today, teeming with diversity and life. But the Fertile Crescent was not the only cradle of civilization. Further to the west, along the mighty Nile, the Egyptian civilization flourished. And to the east, the Indus Valley civilization emerged, marked by impressive city planning and a still undeciphered script. These civilizations, their accomplishments and failures, their dreams and fears, marked the beginning of our collective story. They were the first to ask the questions that we continue to ask today, the first to seek answers, the first to dream of a better tomorrow. The seeds of our modern world were sown in these ancient civilizations. From the foundations of civilization, we catapult into the classical period, a time of great empires and profound thinkers. As we journey back in time, we find ourselves amidst Greek city-states, each a beacon of culture and intellect in its own right. From the artistic marvels of Athens to the military might of Sparta, the city-states were a cradle of civilization, where philosophy, the love of wisdom, was born. It was here that the likes of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle pondered life's greatest questions, laying the groundwork for much of Western thought. In these city-states, we also witness the birth of democracy, a system of government where the citizens exercise power directly. Athens, in particular, was a pioneer in this regard, with every free male citizen having a voice in the city's affairs. This concept of democracy, a radical departure from the autocratic rule prevalent in most ancient societies, would eventually become a cornerstone of modern governance. As we leave the Greek city-states, the grandeur of the Roman Empire looms on the horizon. Stretching from the Scottish borders to the sands of Egypt, this colossal empire was a marvel of administrative efficiency and military prowess. The Romans introduced the concept of a republic, a form of government where power rests with the citizens who elect representatives to rule on their behalf, another significant contribution to the political landscape. The classical period was not just about political innovations, it was a golden age of culture, law, and architecture. Roman law, with its emphasis on equality and justice, forms the bedrock of many contemporary legal systems. The architectural wonders of this era, from the mighty Colosseum to the elegant Parthenon, still stand as a testament to the ingenuity of classical architects. Though they eventually fell, these empires left an indelible mark on the sands of time. Their philosophies, their forms of government, their cultural and legal contributions continue to reverberate throughout our world today. Indeed, the classical period was a pivotal chapter in the grand narrative of human history. As the Roman Empire crumbled, a new era dawned, an epoch often called the Dark Ages. But was it really dark? The Middle Ages, spanning from the 5th to the 15th century, was a time of sweeping change and seismic shifts in societal structures. As Roman influence waned, feudalism took root, establishing a hierarchical system that defined the social, political, and economic landscape of medieval Europe. Lords, vassals, and serfs each had their place in this intricate web, their roles and responsibilities bound by the bonds of fealty and land tenure. Parallel to this, Christianity spread like wildfire across Europe, shaping the ethos and mores of the time. Monasteries became centers of learning and culture, preserving ancient texts and knowledge. The church not only provided spiritual guidance but also wielded significant political power. influencing kings and commoners alike. Yet, while Europe was in a state of flux, a different story was unfolding in the East. The Islamic Golden Age, roughly coinciding with the Middle Ages, was a period of intellectual expansion and cultural efflorescence. Scholars from diverse fields, from mathematics and medicine to astronomy and the arts, made significant strides, their contributions still resonating in our modern world. The Middle Ages was also marked by the Crusades, a series of religious wars that had far-reaching impacts. These conflicts brought the East and West into close contact, leading to cultural exchange that enriched both spheres. In the midst of these tumultuous times, there were notable advancements in technology and culture. The invention of the windmill, the refinement of the plow, even the development of eyeglasses. These innovations made life more manageable. In the realm of art and literature, the seeds of the Renaissance were being sown, with Dante, Chaucer, and others leaving indelible marks on the literary landscape. Despite its name, the Middle Ages was a period of substantial growth and development, setting the stage for the Renaissance. From the Renaissance and its explosion of knowledge, we move into the modern era, a period marked by revolutions and wars, but also incredible progress. First up, we land in the Age of Enlightenment. This was a time when philosophers, scientists, and thinkers across Europe challenged the status quo, daring to question long-held beliefs and traditions. They laid the groundwork for democratic societies, championing ideals like liberty, progress, and the separation of church and state. This intellectual movement sparked revolutions, including the famous French Revolution, and set the stage for political change across the globe. But the modern era wasn't just about political and philosophical revolutions. It was also a time of incredible technological advancement. The Industrial Revolution, beginning in the late 18th century, transformed societies from agrarian to industrial and urban. It gave birth to modern capitalism and changed the face of the world with machines, factories, railways, and more. Life was no longer dictated by the rising and setting of the sun, but by the relentless rhythm of the factory clock. Yet this era was not without its dark chapters. The two world wars that marked the first half of the 20th century brought devastation and loss on an unprecedented scale. These conflicts reshaped the world map, led to the rise and fall of empires, and forever changed the way we view warfare. Despite the destruction, the wars also led to major advancements in technology and science. From nuclear energy to computers, from jet engines to antibiotics, the needs of war spurred innovation, and the world after was never the same. The modern era also saw significant strides in human rights. The horrors of the world wars underscored the need for a universal Declaration of Human Rights, leading to its adoption by the United Nations in 1948. This marked a major milestone in the global recognition of inherent human dignity and equality. The modern era, for all its tumult, has brought us to the threshold of a future full of potential. As we stand on the cusp of tomorrow, we must ask, what does the future hold for our world history? The threads of history are woven with lessons from our past, and it is through these lessons that we can shape a brighter, more enlightened future. For as the saying goes, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. The past is a wellspring of knowledge, a trove of wisdom that can guide us as we venture into the uncharted territories of the future. As we move forward, technology will play an increasingly important role in how we record and interpret history. With advancements in artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and machine learning, we can expect a more immersive and interactive approach to understanding our past. Imagine, for instance, walking through a virtual recreation of ancient Rome, or experiencing the American Civil War through the eyes of a soldier. This is no longer the stuff of science fiction, but a very real possibility within our reach. But as we embrace the future, we must also remember the importance of sustainability. We are caretakers of this planet, custodians of its history, and it is our responsibility to ensure that future generations can learn from our past just as we have. This means preserving our historical sites, protecting our cultural heritage, and ensuring the longevity of our historical records. And finally, let us not forget the power of global cooperation. History has shown us time and again that when we come together as a global community, we can achieve incredible things. From the eradication of diseases to the exploration of space, our collective efforts have shaped the course of history. As we face the challenges of the future, let's remember that our strength lies in our unity. The pages of future history are yet to be written, and it falls upon us to ensure it's a narrative of progress and peace. And so, as we stand on the precipice of tomorrow, let's carry with us the lessons of yesterday, and stride boldly into the future, pen in hand, ready to write the next chapter of our world's history.